Hello sculptors, we have our sculptures done and fired, and now here's Cookie Monster, and he is not earthenware anymore. He's not dirt anymore. He's been in the kiln, he's been fired, he's cooled off, and now he's bisqueware. You can hear that he sounds different, he looks different, he feels different because he's not the same material anymore. All right, so today we're gonna paint him. The first thing we're gonna do is go to the sink and rinse him off so that he gets all the dust and stuff off from being fired. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do with our pottery is we're gonna go to a sink and we are going to just rinse it off. That took about 5 seconds. That's all the longer you should be at the sink. And then we're gonna go back to our seat. So we're gonna be using a watercolor palette to paint Cookie Monster. And we're gonna be using an additive called Mixing Media Pearl It to make it shiny. Because if we just use this, it would be really dull and flat, not very attractive. So what I'm gonna do is just put a little mixing media in my mixing tray over here. And then I'm gonna make sure I have my watercolors. Now, Cookie Monster uses a lot of blue, and this blue has quite a bit left in it, but it's getting to the point where it's almost empty. So the way we get new colors for our color wheel palette is we just pop out the color, and then we put a new one in, just like that. Okay, now when you're done using your watercolor palette, you'll also take your palette out and you'll take this to the sink, rinse it off, put this back in, and leave it open to dry. Okay, so that's how you care for your watercolors. So I'm gonna get this blue going because Cookie Monster is mostly blue, and I'm just gonna put it over here, mix it in with my Pearl It, and you know, I'm getting this color right here pretty much, so I could just use this too, it doesn't matter. Okay, then I'm just gonna start putting it on, and I have a ton of texture in Cookie Monster, so you can see I'm adding a lot of water to it to get in all the little crevices and get Cookie Monster painted so he's nice and blue, not white spotted. Okay, so I've got a coat of blue all over Cookie Monster, and now I'm gonna change to a different color. Now his eyes are white, and then he's got black pupils, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Pearl It on his eyes because they're white, and I don't want them to be the matte finish of the bisque. I'm just gonna put a little white on there. That's just gonna change how that looks. All right, then I'm gonna switch to black. So black with the Pearl It is gonna look a little bit gray. So I'm gonna mostly have the black here on the inside. Okay, so you'll notice while I'm painting this, I'm turning it and moving it because I want to be looking at it from all these different angles to make sure I'm getting all the paint in. Okay, so there's Cookie Monster. So now I've got his tongue and his cookies still. So anytime you want to lighten a color, you add water to it. The model mixing media will also kind of lighten it a little bit. Okay, so now I've got the chocolate chips here that I need to paint. Now I got to be careful because they're wet, and if I paint the dark on the light, it might blur into that because this is wet and the water kind of carries it. So I'm gonna try it. We'll see here. I'm gonna use my little brush. I'm gonna mix up some brown and some black with some pearl and just put them on nice and careful. Hopefully they'll stay put. Okay, all right, there he is. Cookie Monster's all done. So now I'm gonna take a picture of it and turn it in on Google Classroom, and when it's dry, I can take it home. Thanks for watching.